Sankar Sastri, I know him for the past 10 or more years, now it's been. We worked on a project, big project, and it worked out, but not as expected. So we took part of his land, 9 acres of land. When he had 35 acres of land, we wanted to convert it to a agriculture, Vedic agriculture garden, in Pennsylvania. So we tried to clean up a bit, and then we start to work on, and then we had a manager to work on, but still it's a broader area. We couldn't really have, volunteers. So when we ended up forming little gardens in the backyard of people in different areas in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. So they started to work, and then they developed several organic vegetable gardens around, started with 50 to 70 houses, and then it just spread, and many people really got benefited out of it. Today, now, if you look at in New Jersey, everybody is like organic, and all this awareness is there. So, so this was a platform for us. So, because Dr. Shastri had 28 years of service, he was a professor, and he was supposed to become a dean, but that's the time he realized, dean at the City Technical College in City University of New York in Brooklyn. And he started, because of the things that he had a intuition that, this something wrong in this culture that's happening, being a vegetarian, and he's in the academia. He understood that there is something wrong. It's not fitting his career. So he switched to, he started a cow sanctuary in Pennsylvania with in a 90-acre land with 22 cows, 1 pig, and 3 chickens. So with this, he just tried to understand the love and compassion that's needed for this kind of cows, because that's how the culture brought him back in India. And here he found, like, oh my God, this is not the way people feeding cow all the dirt, and it's a business model. It's a very brutal model. It's not an ordinary way of brutality. It's extremely brutal, more than the slavery system, So he is trying to do biodynamic farming, gobar gas, like the Homa, the Agnihotra. He sells all the products that are needed just to sustain. And it's a non-profit organization, and in 90 miles from the New York City, the cow sanctuary is in Salisbury, right, Doctor? So it's 15 minutes drive from Arshavidya Gurukulam. Most of you have heard about Arshavidya Gurukulam. Vedanta Swami Dayananda started that. So you can, when you're going to Arshavidya Gurukulam, which is also a beautiful place, you should visit if people who haven't visited. So you can go there, and there's very good food. There's some bhajans, Vedanta there, and then you go to Dr. Shastri's place. You just feed the cows. You can buy some apples or whatever, and then you can do some homa with him. It's really beautiful. So Dr. Shastri is very busy, and he needs some help, some volunteers who wanted to help, and anybody is like, he is ready to even pay for some volunteers, like students who are there, who wanted to help. So there is a small stipend he can offer. So he can. So right now, he is going to speak on how, why he's in this profession, and what made him, that's why he's asking, where is love and compassion. So his experience about the treatment of cows in US and why he chose the profession. So I'll be stuck. Yes, doctor, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, doctor. So it's so nice of you, Dr. Frank, to ask me to talk about my project. His cats and 2 chickens and 1 pig. All the cows, all the animals they have named. So we are trying to promote love and compassion. As Sean just told you before, I was working as a college professor for 28 years, and the last 3 years I worked as a dean of technology. I was only an acting dean, and we got a new president. You know, usually these administrative positions are at the pressure of the president. So the new president wanted to hire a lady who hired him. So he asked me to go back to teaching, which I could have done. But then I thought, I had made enough money, but there's also, it's about time to change. And we have to do something for our next life and for our future. You know, our South Indian tradition is, Nandana, I don't know if any of you heard the story of Nandana. He used to sing, Punyam Seyamal Irundene, look at my life now, So he was telling again and again that you have to do some good deeds and to reap a life for your next life. You see, if you look at the atrocities in the world and the unfairness in the world, see, we are in a comfortable position. See, you are there in Mount Stoma, enjoying the company of Dr. Sean and the devotees and the nature. And here I am here in the Camelback Mountain too, enjoying the nature and the company of cows. In the meantime,
Sean Master, I think you are on mute.
hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Can you hear me?
No. You can repeat, please. Repeat because it was muted. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. As we sow, we shall reap. So it's very important that we do good deeds. And so I decided to take early retirement. And also, of course, there was also selfish because I can retire at the dean's salary. My pension will be at the dean's salary as opposed to a professor's salary. So it worked out to be very good. And I started this project in year 2000. Sean and Vedati Maharshi students were very helpful to me too. They used to come and give lectures, and as Dr. Sean said, he even started an organic farming. But then it was not very near for them in a commuting distance, so it didn't work out. But we are going along. So I started with 2 cows. Now we have 22 cows. You can ask me why I selected a cow sanctuary. One of the greatest Siddhas in Tamil Nadu called Tirumular. All of you have heard of Tirumular?
Yes.
So Tirumular said, people say love is one and God is another. But if you know that love is God and God is love, and if you go on giving love to all living beings, you will be sitting like God giving love. So the whole night is all about love and compassion. There is an old American song. It says, looking for love in all the wrong places. All of us are looking for love, but we don't get enough love, So that is why all these problems in life happens. When you don't get what you want, the husband loves the wife, but he's looking for something in return too. He's not loving as a pure love and compassion. So I wanted to start a project of love and compassion, promote love and compassion. If you have this kind of a project, then the whole world will be happy. So with that idea in mind, I was looking for a project. And then our scriptures say that the cow is full of love and compassion. There are so many stories of cows in India which shows the love and compassion of cows. They are the embodiment of love and compassion. And why love and compassion? Our true nature of the self, Atma, is love and compassion. The true nature of God is also love and compassion. And the cows are embodiment of love and compassion. The great spiritual philosopher Aurobindo, who has an ashram in Pondicherry, if anyone have heard of Aurobindo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aurobindo said, when I look at the eyes of the cow, I see 1,000 divine mothers looking with love and compassion. So such is the power of the cow. And the cows are called Kamadhenu. Kama, as all of you know, desire. Dhenu, a fulfiller of all desires. So I said, what else would be a better project than supporting the cows? All the rishis in ancient India, Vasishtha, Durvasa, Valmiki, all these people in their ashram, they had cows. The cows were roaming around. Recently, Ramana Mandarishi, who is in Tiruvannamalai, also had a cow called Lakshmi. And he loved her very much. And Lakshmi was brought to Ramana Mandarishi when she was a baby. The farmer in the village brought her, and then he was showing the cow, but then he took her back home. But from next day on, Lakshmi used to come all alone, walking 3 miles to be with his Swami. From 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, she will go home. In fact, Swami Ramana Maharshi used to say, at 9 o'clock, when Lakshmi comes, is it 9 o'clock? Yes, people will say, because the cows are very punctual. When I used to teach, all my students come at different times. Whereas now, if I'm going to feed the cows at 8 o'clock, all the cows are there at 8 o'clock. And then, they wait for 10 or 15 minutes, and if they don't show up, then they will go. So they're very punctual, and so full of love and compassion. And as I said, they are called Kamadhenu because they fulfill all material desires you have. So with that idea in mind, I said my calling is to start a cow sanctuary. So our motto was to promote love and compassion. Because the true nature of human being is love and compassion. The more love and compassion you give, the more godly you become. So with this idea in mind, we started with 2 cows, and now we have 22 cows. And we used to be in a 42-acre land before, and then this new land, we didn't have road frontage. I don't know whether any of you know about road frontage. When you buy a real estate in America, you need road frontage. The road frontage means the housing is in front of a road. That means you can come and go at will. Whereas the Bangalore property did not have road frontage. So we got to go through somebody else's property. And also it was a steep hill. So in snow and ice, we had to suffer, because we were not on the road and the city will not clear the snow. So I was telling the cows that we should have road frontage. Do you know what happened? I told the cows, and immediately this 90-acre property got 90 acres with 2 bonds with a lot of road frontage. But there is only the power of cows is unbelievable. They give you whatever you want. Kamadenu means, like I said, fulfiller of all your material desires, and it is so true. But the only problem is, Dr. Sean was telling about Dayananda Saraswati's ashram, which is only 15 minutes away from our place. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who is from Coimbatore, he's got a big ashram in Coimbatore, South India. He used to say, whenever you pray to God or the cows, make sure you do sankalpa right. Everybody knows what is sankalpa?
Yes.
Okay. Sankalpa is, you try to offer, say God, this is what I would like to have, please help me. You see, I asked for road frontage, but I didn't specify how much road frontage. You see, I thought maybe we'll get 20 feet, 30 feet road frontage. Whereas now with this new property, we have 4,000 feet of road frontage. Would you believe 1 mile of road frontage property? But now this is a problem now. The problem is the cows can easily get out and go to the main road. So we have to make sure the fence is good. We keep putting fence, but then they know how to jump sometimes. That is why Dr. Sean invited me to come there for a few days. And here I don't have any help, so I cannot leave for longer than 1 or 2 days. So that is why anytime you ask, you pray, make sure you say your sankalpa correctly, Right. So with this, but we are managing, we are improving the fence. I'm trying to do, in fact, we are even building a wall we have a lot of granite stones. So we're building a wall of granite stones. Our President Donald Trump is asking to build a wall between Mexico and the United States. And I was telling Donald Trump, we are building a wall to keep the cows in safety. So that also we are doing. And it's a pleasure to work with these cows. So much love and compassion we give. I invite all of you to come and spend some time with the cows. How nicely, gently they look at you. Anytime we do work, they come near us and try to help. All the cows know their name too. These animals, people say in America, the Christian tradition says animals have no soul. You see, they don't have the knowledge. You see, that is why they are killing it and using it for food and brutally trading it. But our South Indian tradition, Shaiva traditions, Tamil traditions say the Atma is in every being. You see, that is why we say the air is God, Vayu Bhagavan. Fire is God, Agni Bhagavan. Akasha, sky is also God. If you go to Tamil Nadu in South India, there are 5 temples. In Tiruvannamalai, the God is in the form of fire, that is Agni Kshetra. And Kanchipuram, the God is in the form of earth. In Tiruvannamalai, near Trichy, the God is in the form of water. And then Kalahasti, the God is in the form of air. And in Chidambaram, I am from Chidambaram, Chit Ambaram. Ambaram means Akasha. Chit means knowledge, consciousness. So the God is in the form of space. So for all the 5 elements, earth, water, sky, there are 5 temples because God is everywhere. And in fact, the South Indian tradition says there is only God in this universe. There is no duality. The tree is God. The sky is God. The air is God. Everything is God only. If there is only God, then how can he get angry with anybody else? It is only God in many places existing as one being. And that is the beauty of the Indian culture, the Hindu tradition. And then if you come to our sanctuary, you look at the sky, the open sky, and that open sky is called Vetha Valley. That thing is also inside you. And you will see the oneness. The trees are there, the sky is there, the cows are there, and air, and you see the God in all the form. So God is there in every place. So the idea is to realize God, and that is the purpose of human life. And by giving love and compassion, you will see God. And that's what the Thiruvalluvar also, there's an ancient saint who wrote 2 stanza poems, and he also says, how do you realize God? By giving love and compassion. Of course, going to temple helps, but by giving love and compassion, by loving everything in this life, you will realize God. In Trichy, there was one great saint called Toyum Honour. He sings a song, what can I give to God? He said, if I take a flower from the plant, the flower is God, how can I pluck the flower and give it to God? Suppose I take a coconut and break it, the coconut is also God, how can I give it to him? I'm breaking God to give it to God. And if I take a fruit is also God, how can I give it to him? So he's going through so many motions of what to do. Finally, he says, the only thing I can give is pure love and compassion. And if we have pure love and compassion to all living beings, I'm specifying the word all. That is very important. Then you will realize God. That's what Tirumala said. Every day you should offer a handful of grass to the cow. Or you should say a prayer to God. And you should also serve your parents, your mother and father, do some service to them every day. And then also you should do scriptures and help. Suppose an old man is walking on the street, he needs help them. If somebody is hungry, give them some money for food. He says it's very important that you do all these acts of love and compassion every day. And in America, unfortunately, the religion, says that they don't have this universal love. They think animals have no soul. See, they don't read the scriptures properly. They misread the scriptures, and the meat industry has grown very big. In fact, I say, why we have all wars and people are suffering? It is because we If you kill the animal family, suppose you have chickens, you kill the chicken and you eat, you're killing the parents of these small chicken babies. How can your family be alive? Tell me. The same thing with the cows. As soon as the cows stop giving milk or the production goes down, they send it to slaughter. And the poor cow is crying, please don't kill me, don't kill me. But they go and kill it. Because the cow is worth money, dead or alive. So if the cows are killed, if the cow family killed, how can your family be alive? That is why so much suffering is taking place. There was one great man called Prabhupada. Has anyone heard of Prabhupada?
Yes.
So Prabhupada was from West Bengal. He was a Hare Krishna devotee. He started the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Our consciousness should be always thinking of God. And when he came, it was during the Vietnam War. He came in 1965 to New York. At that time, there was a big war going on. So many young American boys, they took to him and they started following the Hare Krishna philosophy. And they used to chanting Hare Krishna, in the streets of New York, in Tompkins Square Park. Now, they have temples all over the world, in Russia, in China, in South America. No matter where you go, there's a Hare Krishna temple. And this young boy went to ask Prabhupada, 50,000 young American boys were killed in Vietnam War. What did we do? Why do we deserve it? So Prabhupada said, young man, millions of cows are killed every year. What did they do to deserve it? You're killing these cows unnecessarily when there is so much food available. And you're not even killing them with the heart, you're killing them inhumanely. These animals have to be treated properly. There is a book, 5,000-year-old book called Bhagavatam. It says, animals are like children. Children should be loved and taken care of. They should not be killed and eaten. That is why this whole problem is taking place. 10 billion farm animals are killed every year in the world. That is why there is war. That is why there is riots. That is why people are not happy. My philosophy is to tell everybody, stop eating meat. Stop killing animals. Then this whole world will be a paradise. And we can all live happily. And our life also, we can live a longer life, vegetarian life. You see, you look at many people from India who are vegetarians. And you ask them their age, you can never believe they are so old. Because it's vegetarian diet and living a life of love and compassion makes you a healthy person. And that is the purpose of our sanctuary, promoting love and compassion. Here, we also, as Dr. Sean mentioned, we also want to have organic farming and grow organic style vegetables, fruits. But then we need help. We have all this land available. We have 90 acres plus we got another 10 acres nearby. And we have access to more places too. And this one where we are is called the Poconos. This is the vacation place for all the tri-state area. New York, New good location. In fact, I was even going to ask Dr. Sean that we should set up a branch of the university here too. In addition to having Soma as the main campus, we can have a bigger campus here. Because this one is very close to New York City. As Dr. Sean mentioned, we are only 70 miles from New York City. Connected to the interstate highway. So proximity to the big city will also help promote the university. We want to do the ancient Vedic style farming using cows. You see, nowadays they use so much chemicals, so much fertilizers, synthetic. Sure, they get big yield. The corn they use in America, they use all the synthetic fertilizer. And this fertilizer is banned in Europe. Europe, you cannot use that. Whereas in America, they use it. And then the synthetic fertilizer, you know what it does to the land? After 10 years, the soil becomes like rock. It has no use. Whereas in India, in the ancient India, we had cows. India has the largest number of cows in the world. The cows were like family members. My father used to say, when he was little, whenever they had parties, this young girl used to come to his house, and she used to say, "Can I bring my cat with me?" See, people had dogs and cats, whereas in India we had cows and calves as friends, as our pets. So she says, when I had a birthday party, can I bring my cat? And that's how they party, Of course, cats and dogs are also good, but cats and dogs are carnivores. But, so the cows occupy a higher place in our society. So we want to do Vedic style farming here using cows. Cow manure, if you use, the land will never go bad. For thousands of years, they used to use cow manure and land. Now they use synthetic fertilizers. You know what the synthetic fertilizers do? They give all kinds of health problems. They give you arthritis, diabetes, cancer. All this disease comes from these fertilizers, whereas if you use organic style, Vedic style, biodynamic farming, all this disease will go away. We have so many Siddhas in South India, with so much herbs, medicine available. And if we have a land and a group of people, we can grow all of them in our land. We can promote health and long life. Most importantly, disease-free life. What is the use of living on with all kinds of disease, health problems, cancer problems? Everywhere people are complaining, diabetes. India now also is the biggest country with diabetes problem. I'm sorry to say I also have diabetes. But if we have followed organic style vegetables, herbs, we can eradicate this. And that is what this new university can do. To change the lifestyle and the health of all the people. There is so much available. This biodynamic farming is zero waste. Nothing is wasted. Everything is composted and reused again. Whereas nowadays they use so much plastic and they throw away the plastic and all the marine life is being destroyed. So it's very important that someone starts this mission. I'm so glad that Dr. Sean has taken this initiative to start this endeavor, and we want to do whatever we can. And we like I said, I told Sean that I can do whatever help he needs in North Carolina. Also have a bigger campus here in Poconos, very near New York City, promoting this concept of biodynamic farming and organic farming and using compost and recycle. We want to recycle and compost everything, and we want to have a zero waste. Nothing is wasted in life. These are the missions that we want to teach people, and this will be a real contribution. Do you know the most expensive country spends in America? You know there are three most expensive ones. The money the government spends, and if you save that expense, each American will get $50,000 US. Can you imagine? You don't have to work. You'll get a check for $50,000 US. Where is all this money going to? Number one is defense and arms. The guns and the defense budget is number one. Number two is drugs. You know, all the pharmacist medicine, and then the drugs people use, that is number two. So this is where the money is going. So we will change it by promoting love and compassion, by making people healthy. You don't have to spend the money in all day. So it will be a very big saving for the future. People are becoming aware of these things. There was one gentleman in America, he saw the plight of these cows. And then he did some research, and he said these genetically modified cows and genetically modified crops are the reason people have so many diseases like arthritis, diabetes, cancer. So he is saying you don't drink this genetically modified milk. You have to drink A2 milk. That A2 milk comes from Indian cows. The Indian cows have got a hump on their body, and that has the Surya Nadi, and it attracts the special ultraviolet rays and other rays from the sun, and it gives you good quality milk. So this is what he is promoting. And another gentleman, another young man, saw all this meat production. I don't know if any of you play the stock market. He came up with an idea of he used the peas, you know, the green peas and moon beans, and he produced a hamburger, a vegan hamburger, which tastes like regular hamburger and regular meat. He gave a stock offering of $20 a share last month. You know, in 1 month, in 6 weeks, you know what happened to the $20 stock? It became $200. Can you imagine? So if you have put $10,000, you'll be, you know, just 2 months ago, you'd be worth $1 million now. That's how much craze is going on. People are changing their habit now. There's a big awareness going on about the health, and that is where we have to educate the people. We need the center, and that is what I want to use I give tools to so many people promoting love and compassion. This is our philosophy of South India. Vethavi Maharishi said so many times, whenever we meet, he said, Varamudan. It's very important, you know, you bless everybody. I had the director of Vethavi Center in South India, he came to our farm and he saw all the plants. And he said they did a study. They grew 1 acre of plant 1 acre, they used to go every morning and evening and bless the plants by saying, Valga Valamura. The other acre, they didn't do anything. But when it came to eat, the acreage with the Valga Valamura blessing grew much more than the other one. So that is the power of prayer, power of blessing, and power of love and compassion. We got to treat the plants with love, just like we treat our own children. We got to treat the whole universe with love and compassion. Then every one of us will be like God. We are God. You know, there is Atman in all of us. And that is what is called in Tamil, we call it weir. You know, or life in English. If that weir or life goes away, you die. Yeah, that man has got eyes and ears, but he cannot see. Why? Because that life or consciousness or the soul has gone away. And that is why he cannot see. So it's very important that we give the concept of Atma and God and the love and compassion. And that is the purpose of the Lakshmi Cow Sanctuary. And we want to work on this at the university. You know, using these herbal plants and medicines and spreading the concept of our important Hindu philosophy. See, Christianity says, in Christ's Bible says, I have given sovereignty of all the animals to man. Sovereignty means what? You got to take care of them, not kill them. They not only kill all the animals for meat, to produce more meat, they give them all kinds of excessive food. If you eat a lot of food, you get sick. So what they do is they give antibiotics so that they won't get sick. So when you buy meat, like chickens, there's so much antibiotic they feed them on a daily basis. And that is what we are eating. And now, the human beings, there's so much antibiotic they're eating in the form of meat, it becomes antibiotic resistant. And we have to change this. So it's very important that the support of Sean in forming the university and the Lakshmi Cow Sanctuary want to help as much as we can. And we also hope that we can create a bigger campus here also.
Sure, Doctor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, wonderful.
If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Any questions? We need to unmute, I think, for questions, please. Shrutika? Yeah. No questions? You have any questions? Okay. Well, I think they will be meeting you, Doctor. So we'll see you tomorrow, I think, in Mount Leon. Okay. So the question, are the Ratnakar is asking is, are the cows in the farm Desi cows? Did Dr. Sastri consider Desi cows when the farm started? So that's the question.
We had 2 baby cows, but they died. So now we don't have baby cows. I'm trying to replace them. Right now we all have the American cows, the Texas Longhorn. But no Desi cows.
So maybe in the future, if we get a lot of help, we can bring more cows and Desi cows and other things, So the Dr. Shastri can guide all young people how to, take care of the cows and things like that. So we will definitely have a campus, and we're trying to develop a campus in North Carolina. So we'll see how it works. So we'll meet tomorrow, doctor. So we'll. Okay. All right. Thank you. Shrutika, you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
In India, are the cows, can we drink milk from the cows in India? Because my mom has said that in India they treat cows they treat cows nicely, but then a question I've always had is then how do they get beef in India? So can we drink, is it safe to drink milk in India too? I mean, it's not safe to drink it here, but is it safe to drink it in India?
No, did you understand the question? Okay.
Well, unfortunately,
Yes.
the cows are not treated properly either. The problem is India produces the largest number of beef, especially in the Middle East countries. And we have to bring the awareness. You know, the new government of Modi is trying every way to
Can you give me a second? Can you mute? Yes, go ahead, please. Right.
So that is a problem in India, you know. But awareness is going on now compared to what it was 20 years ago. More and more people are becoming aware, and then they are saying that we should have baby cows. You know, in fact, now, you know, who has the most number of baby cows is Brazil. Brazil has the biggest number of baby cows.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, doctor, for your time.
Yeah.
So we'll meet tomorrow. And all right. Thank you all. And so we're going to have a course on higher dimension with different songs, bringing ancient songs and everything to elevate consciousness. So that's immediately after the Maunam, the silence retreat. So please, if you're interested, you can, Dr. Kupusami, Dr. Anbu Ganapati, and myself are teaching this course. If you like, please join us online. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you. All Thank you.